Hey, in this video I've got the Infinity PR Pro Endurance Percussion Massage Gun, and I'm going to give you my honest physical therapist review of this product. This is my new favorite percussion massage gun for a variety of reasons, which I'll dive into next. Let's just open up the box so you can see what this looks like. I picked this up off of Amazon, and I put a link in the description below. There's the box. So if you want to go check it out on Amazon, you can. It's got this really nice case, by the way, very sturdy. It's kind of it's got some flexibility to it, but it is a harder case. The zipper works really nice. It's got these flexible handles on there, so it's nice and comfy. And it's got a nice little carrying handle. Let's open it up all the way. There you go. So here's what's inside. We've got an instruction booklet here that it's not very long at all. It's mainly got like some important information, dangerous situations where you shouldn't be using this, how to operate it, which I'm going to show you here in a second, the different attachments that come with it, and the specifications on it as well, like the specs. We got some replacement gaskets here because they wear out sometimes. Your little silica gel packet, which is leaking everywhere. Whoops. Let's make sure we pick those up later. Oh yeah, they're all over in here too. Okay, here's your charger cable. We've got that kind of attachment. I don't know what that's called, but it's not like a USB deal. Here's the gun itself. Nothing attached to it right now. I was using this earlier. It did come with one attached. Here's the extra battery pack that slips in this way. And then you have 6 attachment heads. Your thumb-like one. This is supposed to simulate your thumb. You have your typical spherical ball-shaped one that's got this firm kind of foam. And then we have your the round flat one. The one that looks like horns. That's supposed to be for your spine. Then you have your edge tool. And this is unique about this one. It's got what they call a dampener, and this is a cushiony one. So you can squish it down. It's kind of, I think it's air filled, maybe a little bit of foam in there. Hard to tell. It's rubber on the outside. And this has some nice give to it. Now I have to push pretty hard to get it to squash down, but it does have some give to it. Compared to this one doesn't squash down very much at all. And these are hard plastic. I mean, you can see that right there versus this is soft foam. And this is like a cushion, hollow cushion on the inside. It's hollow. So there you go. Those are all the components of this. Now the specifications say that the gun weighs 2.5 pounds, and I'd say they're about right. I'm sorry, 2.2 pounds, not 2.5 pounds. So 2.5 pounds. And it's about the normal weight for a bigger size gun. This is definitely a bigger gun from what I've used in the past. The percussion guns, they have some little small ones that fit nicely in the palm of your hand, but they just don't have as much power, and the battery doesn't tend to last as long. This one has excellent battery life. So it does come with these 2 batteries, which you have an off and an on switch down here. Right here where about the trigger would be, you would push that button and then that releases the battery. There we go. So there's the motor and the attachment, and the controls are right here in the back. Here's your battery. So this is pretty cool because you have 2 batteries, and the adapter, the charger plugs in right there to the bottom of the battery. Of course, this goes into your wall. And what I love about these batteries, and you're not going to be able to see this very well because the light is really high here. I have lights on me, but maybe you can kind of see it if I close in. There's a ring, this kind of whitish ring around, that is a battery indicator. And right now this one's kind of orange yellowish. This one, because this one doesn't have as much of a charge. This one's green because this one's fully charged. Now I charged this one, so obviously it's fully charged, but this one is used a bit. Well, it's more than halfway used, and it shows you, it gives a nice visual. In lower light you can see it very well. I can see it here. I just know on the camera it might not look the same way, but it's got this orange ring around there, whereas when I turn this one on, it's got a green ring. So I love that about this. It's got like an indicator of the battery. You don't have to plug it into the gun to know. I'm going to put the lower charge battery in. And so all you do is it tells you which side's front. So this one has like a white paint sticker on it. This one has it's not painted, but you can see it on there. It says front. And it's where this little ledge is. That's what snaps into where the button is right here. There it is. It's aligned. And you just snap it in place. And let's talk about how to use this bad boy. So you're just going to switch it on, or I already had it on. You have to have that switch on. Then you're ready to push this button. Oh, you have to attach a ball first, or an attachment here. And you just pop it in. It seats it right in. And then it does have a battery indicator here as well. So it's telling me it's at about 40% right here. You have a 20%, 40, 60, 80, and 100%. And then up here, these are the settings of the revolutions per minute, or how fast this moves forward and back. So if I hit, now that it's on, I can hit 1, and it's going at the first setting. And it's pretty quiet. There's a second, third, fourth, fifth. That's the highest setting right there. And then you press it one more time and it turns it off. Pretty straightforward to use. Really, really cool. So you would just turn it on. Let's use it on yourself now. So that's in the off position. Turn it on, hit the button. It's on level 1. And then you put it wherever you're gonna work. And you would just slide it up and down on the muscle, not on the bone, not on any other tissues except muscles. So you don't want to put it on your face, nowhere on your head. You could work it on your neck, but where there's muscle. And then of course, chest, shoulders, back. Have somebody do this to you. This is really nice. But generally you're going to use this wherever you have stiffness in muscles that it needs to free up. Let's talk about a few of the different heads and what you would use them for. So this is kind of a general use head. You could use this pretty much everywhere you want. The idea with this one is you're supposed to get into deeper muscles. So because it's supposed to be like your thumb. Like if you rub your leg like this with the heel of your hand, it's not as a point tender, as point specific as if you push with your thumb. That's what this is supposed to simulate here. So if I turn it on for that, now I can get in real specific. Now this is more aggressive for sure. And so what I love about this gun, what's unique about this set, is that it comes with the dampener. So let me show you that one. So I like this dampener because it's a great beginner head attachment to use. So once that's in, you turn it on. I always want to pull the trigger, but that's the battery release. It won't release unless you pull and pull the trigger at the same time and pull the battery out. So it's not gonna just slide out on you. There you go. So you would just put that on yourself, and it's a little less aggressive than all the other tools. This is probably the one that's next in least aggressiveness, and I can't tell between these two. Probably this one that's most aggressive. This one can be pretty bad too, though, if you ever use this one. And this one doesn't feel too bad either. It just isn't as soft. It feels similar. This is the hard plastic one. It feels similar to this dampener, this cushion dampener. Now this flat, hard one feels similar to the cushion dampener, but it's not as soft. So if you put that one on and use it on yourself, it just hammers you a little more directly. There's no cushion on it, but it's not as point specific, so it's more tolerable if you're very sensitive compared to this one that's kind of pointy. All right, let's talk about the pros of the Infinity PR Pro Endurance Percussion Massage Gun. So I definitely like the detachable batteries. I especially like the detachable batteries because for me, what I've run into with these massage guns is, I'm not constantly charging them. And so it kind of sneaks up on me when I run out of battery. And if I'm in the middle of using it, or I'm just beginning to use the massage gun and the battery dies on me and I don't have a backup, then I'm stuck having to go plug this thing in and charge it. The cool thing with this is as long as you keep your backup charged, if this one runs out of battery, I just slip that right out and go plug this one in, and I have one that's charged, ready to go, and I don't miss a beat. I get to keep going, and I get to keep using this. Switch it on. There you go. Turn this one off. And I never miss a beat. So you can constantly be using this. In other words, you don't have to wait for it to charge, because you could just be charging your backup that died. And then of course, as you use the battery on this one's got some charge to it. The instructions say that these take about 3 hours to charge fully, but you get 4 hours of use out of it. So theoretically, you'll never have a lapse in being able to use your gun if you are just charging your backup. The other big feature, the big pro that I like about this, when we're talking about pros and cons, is this attachment right here. I absolutely love this attachment for several reasons. One, it's just cushioned, so it's not as aggressive. And one of the things that I hear with my clients that begin to use a massage gun is it's kind of aggressive. Even the softest attachment that comes with it, but this one is even softer, it's wider, so it's just much less aggressive on your body. And this is a good place to start out with. The vibration that this gun creates can be kind of bothersome or just distracting for people. It'll make their nose tickle all the time. And so this dampens that for sure and allows you to get the benefit of getting your muscle to free up while not overdoing it, while not being too aggressive. So I have not seen another gun with this kind of attachment. There's probably one out there. There's so many massage guns. I really like this one though for the price, the features that you get. I think it's well worth the spend on getting this massage gun if you're looking at getting one. Just some other features that I mentioned already that I really like about this, just to give you the pros, that battery light indicator on the battery that I was showing you. So like I switched this one on, it's orange right now because I've been using this one. I don't have to plug it into the gun to read this battery indicator to know that I need to go charge this one. So I think that's a pretty cool feature that they built in to these battery packs. The carrying case is really nice. I love it. And the motor is pretty darn quiet. I have had many of these guns, and the older guns that are really, really big, the motors were really loud. I feel like the technology is just getting better and better. And this one's got good power and the motor's quiet. I mean, I never had to talk over this thing. There was other guns that I used to have to talk over with somebody just sitting next to me, and I feel like I can watch TV quietly while the kids are asleep, as I have to do with my wife sometimes, and use the gun, and it's not making any noise, any excessive noise whatsoever, and I can still have a conversation in a whispering voice without this thing overpowering it. So I love it. I mean, I guess it could get quieter, but for me, the level of noise this makes is very manageable. It doesn't bother me one bit. Now let's talk about the cons of this gun. It is a heavier gun, and so if you're a smaller person with smaller hands and you're trying to reach in awkward spots where it's just you're stretching your arm quite a bit to get there, this is going to want to fall out of your hand. So you have to be okay with getting a heavier gun. It's 2.5 pounds, 2.2 pounds, I'm sorry. So it's not super heavy, but you know, if you're holding it there for a while, especially with the thing moving, it does get a little tiring in your hand if you have smaller hands or you're just not as strong as somebody else. So that could be a factor. I think they could stand to make the battery smaller as well. Here's another con. Like this, a 4-hour battery is a long time. And for commercial use, like we use it here in the clinic, I mean, we're using it all day potentially some days. I love the battery size and it works really well for me. But for personal use, I think they could shave off some of the weight if they make the battery pack smaller and allow you to handle the gun better. So the battery is kind of big. I mean, look how much it sticks out. And I don't have small hands by any means. This is a huge battery. But it works for me. I don't have any problems. Just something that I thought some people would have an issue with. All right, so for my honest physical therapist review, this is a winner. I would definitely take this home. If you were my pal or you were coming into the clinic and you were telling me, I want to buy a massage gun, you need to go get the Infinity PR Pro Endurance Massage Gun. Best bang for your buck. Double battery packs, quiet motor, good power, great battery life. Technically an infinite battery life as long as you're keeping your backup charged. You never have to stop with this thing. And it's got the nice little carrying case. So you will be well taken care of if you get this gun. I think it's well worth the cost. Hey, if you want to get this gun, it is down in the description below. There's a link, an Amazon link to it. And in case this is the first time you've met me, my name is Dr. David Midoff. I'm a specialist physical therapist at El Paso Manual Physical Therapy. And we make videos with helpful tips, advice, exercises, and stretches for a variety of different conditions for all over the body. You can go to our playlists in our channel and find a condition that you're probably dealing with and begin to get some helpful tips, advice, exercises, and stretches. So go check that out. If you have any questions, drop a comment below. We love to see those. Thanks so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.